Hello, manifestors. It is Olivia Grace, and I'm back with another video. And today we are talking about how to get your SP by the end of this video. And that sounds crazy, but you're going to understand what I'm talking about. And I'm going to put you in the state that I myself found myself in when I actually did manifest my SP. And I'm going to talk about all of that with you guys. So, if you are interested, then keep watching. I am Olivia Grace. This is the Master Manifestors channel. And here I teach manifestation, law of assumption, all kinds of things that help you to get whatever you want in your reality. I want you guys to know that, number one, I am not trying to sell you anything. I have coaching available if you would like my help with a specific situation, but I truly give you guys every piece of information that I feel like is helpful in these videos, because when I learned about manifestation, I just felt that this is something that everyone should know. This is something that can really help people change their life, and it's not something that you have to spend money to do. So I really put my heart and my all into these videos. Of course, if you want to have my one-on-one opinion, then I can do that, and that does cost money. But just know that when I'm talking to you guys, this is real, okay? I have no reason to flex, to put on, to pretend. I'm being real with you guys and really, truly trying to help you. Number two is that I also watch tons of videos. I watch less now, but I've consumed so much manifestation content. And to be honest, a lot of people speak about manifestation on the surface level. And this is great, you know, because most people that are coming into manifestation need a surface level explanation for them to even grasp this concept at all, right? And it's, you know, it's not bad to talk about things on a surface level, and it helps a lot of people, right? A lot of people are able to understand and get it from there, and they got it. But for some people, it helps to have a deeper understanding, kind of understanding the mechanics behind manifestation, right? I was about to give an example, but I want to try and stop doing so many tangents and keep my videos a little bit shorter. But honestly, this video and the next video I'm about to make probably going to be a little long because, like I said, I really, really intend that this video prospers you and brings you peace on your journey and really allows you to bring great love into your life, okay? So, all right. Let's see. I have my notes here to make sure that I touch on everything that I want to touch on. Okay. So like I said, the things that I'm going to be speaking with you guys are going to, if you can feel and jive with what I'm saying, is going to put you in the state of having your SP rather than being in the state of trying to manifest, right? Which are two different states. And if you want to know more about that, you should check out my 3D video, which I'm going to put in here somewhere for you guys to understand that deeper, okay? Before I even get into that, because I was going to say a coach, but I like the term like teacher better. I'm someone who's going to teach you guys that self-concept is important because I want you guys to get what you want, not only get it, but to keep it and to enjoy it, right? To feel good with it. But I do realize that sometimes, you know, your self-concept is honestly an ever-growing journey of taking on higher and higher concepts of yourself. So in the meantime, that doesn't mean that you can't have your SP, right? I will say that for some people, you know, when you're obsessed, when you're spiraling constantly, when you're, you know, maybe just now understanding, it might be best for you to do some self-concept work. It might be best for you to do some work. But what I'm going to tell you guys now is how I did it, because when I got my SP back, my self-concept was not all the way intact. My self-concept had grown for sure, but I spent a lot of the time in my personal SP journey was either me obsessing over him or me like just dropping the whole situation because I would get so burnt out with doing that, right? So what ended up working for me was detachment, which I'll get into. But it was also these things that put me in a state that allowed for my SP to fill in, right? Okay, so the first thing that I want you to accept right now to get your manifestation by the end of this video is that you have done enough. I need you to accept that right now, because when you, not only have you done enough, but you are enough the way that you are. A lot of reason why people don't like self-concept or why people shy away from self-concept is because when you're hyper-focused, sometimes when you're hyper-focused on improving yourself, depending on what traumas you have or what you've gone through, it can also make you hyper-aware and focus on the negative things about yourself, right? And so that can be really discouraging. So realize that every state is available to you, and you don't need permission to enter a state, right? You don't need the permission that you give yourself to enter a state. Is just that. It's just you deciding that I'm good enough now, right? So I want you to decide, I have done enough. I've done enough techniques. I've done enough work on myself, right? I am enough. I'm enough right now. I'm complete. I'm whole. I'm not broken and waiting to be fixed. I'm not incomplete and waiting for this person to make me whole. I am all that I need to be, all that I am, all that I have to be to get this manifestation. I am that now, okay? I really want you, if you can't come into that state, I want you to just play with that idea, right? Play with that feeling for right now, you guys. Just a second. Like, really assume and feel, what if it was true that you had done enough, that you were exactly like you from like tonight, 6 p.m. is like, dude, today is the day. Everything works out. You don't need to do anything else. Just relax. Like, I'm telling you, it's done. Feel that energy of I'm enough. I've done enough. There's nothing left for me to do, right? That is an energy of detachment without saying, forget this completely, right? It's an energy of I'm expecting things to work out for me. I'm accepting that things have worked out for me, and I don't need to do anything else, right? If you quit your job and you are getting your last check today, you don't need to do anything else. You don't need to go clock in. You don't need to go do overtime. You don't need to do any of that. Your check is solidified. You've already made it. You're just waiting on it to come, right? Come into that energy. The next thing is take them off the pedestal. And nobody wants to hear this. And, you know, a lot of the things that I'm saying in this video, people are the things that people skip by because they're so in obsession that they're afraid to do these things. And I totally get it. I was there at one point. But honestly, when I was in that point, that wasn't the point that I got my manifestation, just to be real. But take yourself off the pedestal and put yourself on the pedestal. What I heard this a while back and I read it again today, is that your SP to you is amazing. This Adonis God, amazing man, girl, whatever. To everybody else, it's just a regular ass person. It's just a regular old person, right? And when you can see that, and this is with any manifestation, you guys, when you can bring your manifestation from, oh my God, it's so amazing, it's out there, and I'm just little old me, and I'm not the kind of person, like when you can get out of that, putting yourself in this small kind of energy, and this person is this big, oh my God, you know, let me bottle up your sweat and keep it by my by my bedside type of energy, and you realize that, number one, this is my reality, right? You're the star of the show. You are freaking That's So Raven. You're Raven Simone. Like, you're not, like, you know what I mean? You're not a side character. You're not Eddie. You're Raven. You're the main event. You're what it's all about, right? And when you really get that, there's no reason for anybody to be above you in your reality. And I would say 9.5 times out of 10, that is what's going on with a lot of SP people. And even with other things like money or career or you know, things like this. I want to tell a quick story. So this is when I was serving, and I served for a long time. And I remember thinking to myself, like, you know, Papado, which is the last place that I worked. It's like a Cajun restaurant or whatever. But it's not fine dining, but it's like upscale. And I remember, like, when I was working at places like Olive Garden or, you know, whatever, I was like, I could never work there. I could never work at Papado, you know. I'm sure they have to have so much experience and, you know, all this stuff, and they have to, you know, just be perfect. And I just, you know, I'm not the type of person that could work there. And I made that decision for myself. I was really convinced, like, you have to have like 10 years plus experience to work there. When I actually worked there, there were like 18-year-olds working there. There were people that was their first job. That was their first serving job. And it was just the narrative that I decided in my head, because I put it on a pedestal that it's above me, you know, is like, it's above me. So it appeared that way and all the reasons I made up, that all this experience, it just wasn't true, you know, but it was true to me. Even when I was working at Olive Garden, when I had worked at like Applebee's before, I thought Olive Garden was like, oh my God, like, I don't know if I could get hired there. You see what I mean? I mean, you guys can see from what I'm saying, my self-concept was trash, right? But, but take this person off the pedestal. All the reasons that you think that they're just so, oh my God, this and that, and why they wouldn't talk to you or why they wouldn't be with you or whatever, is just reasons that come from that state of seeing them as above you. Realize there is no one, nothing above you. In your reality, it's your reality. It's going to go how you say it's going to go. Okay. Which, side note, bonus tip, is always the energy to be in, right? That was kind of the energy that I came in, but I'll get into that more towards the end. And the last, well, I guess that's the next thing that I'm talking about, is to detach from the outcome. And this is the part where, again, like I said, people don't like this. People shy away from this, but this is something that honestly will get you results. So, I mean, in my opinion, it gets you results very fucking fast. It just does, because when you're attached to something, like, I want you to think about how you think about water, right? You have no attachment to water. Even if they were to run out of water bottles and you couldn't go to the store and buy any water anymore, you literally have faucets in your house. I mean, nobody really wants to drink sink water, but if you had to, you're not going to die from thirst. Water is so available to you. You don't have to be attached to it. You don't have to pour your water in a cap and hold on to it because it's like, where is this water going to come from, right? It's a different view on it, right? It's available. Versus when something is unavailable, right? If you were to find some diamonds on the street, I'm sure you wouldn't just have it laying out on the table in what party you're having or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But detach from the outcome. Stop needing this person, right? Stop needing them. And I like, it sounds simpler than it is, but it really is coming into the realization that with or without this person, I will be okay. With or without this person, I'm going to get what I want. And that's the energy that I came to. And I can like start talking about how this worked for me in my manifestation. Oh my gosh, look at my hand all in the camera. So that's what it was for me. Some of you guys have seen my SP story. Some of you have not. I will put it in up here for you guys to look at. But what happened for me, I also documented it, you guys. So I documented from the breakup to all the way through of me manifesting my SP to the end. Well, not the end because it's still unfolding, but to the breakup to my SP telling me that he wants us to get married. Okay. So what, like I said, my self-concept I was not in a like perfect self-concept whatsoever when everything changed. I got like a little lightheaded, but I was not in a perfect self-concept when everything changed. I was in detachment. I had gotten to the point, you guys, to where it was a year, almost exact. And like I said, like I went from manifesting him to just forget about it. Like I was going through a lot of tumultuous shit at that time, if you guys watched what went on. And so I had got to the point to where I just looked at my year and I was like, I literally spent this year crying and obsessing and being so like down over this guy, you know, and other things too, but I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to, like, nothing is worth my peace and happiness. I'm sorry. No guy is worth my peace and happiness. And that allowed me to say that, you know what, at the end of the day, this journey is not bringing me peace. It's not bringing me happiness. It's actually ruining my peace and my happiness. And that's not me saying he's ruining my peace. It was me realizing that me obsessing over this and needing this and trying every day, all day to make this happen was really stealing my joy in a serious way. And it wasn't worth it to me anymore, because at that point I'm trading my happiness for this person, and I'm not willing to do that. That was the first awareness. The next awareness was me realizing that I am a goddess. I am a goddess. I don't need to try for anything, right? I'm on my highest timeline, right? That was at the same time that I came into that awareness as well. If I'm on my highest timeline, then I will be with the person that is going to bring me the most joy, that I will have the most loving, amazing, prosperous relationship with, period. That's just what it's going to be, right? That's just what it's going to be. And I don't have to make that happen, right? So that was the first thing that I said about, I'm enough. I've done enough. There's nothing left for me to do but receive. And I know that I will receive. And I was detached from the outcome because I had just let him go completely. I literally had woke up like the next day and I was like, oh my God, I need to affirm. And then I was like, no, I don't. I'm no longer spending my time, attention, energy on manifesting this person. I'm just not. And that's really where I was. I knew, but I also knew that because I'm a goddess, because I'm going to get everything I want, because I'm in my highest timeline, because I'm the most important person of my life, I know that I'm going to be happy with someone. I know that I'm going to have a beautiful, amazing marriage with someone, whether it's him. I wasn't completely tuned out to it being him, but I was no longer going to be the person that was going to force that or make that happen, right? And that was the energy that I came into. And you guys can watch what unfolded from there, right? But since then, I haven't really given you guys an update, which I may do. You know, I probably will do an update. But you know, what happened from there was that I continued to work on my self-concept within me and my SP being back together. Like I continued to work on the things that I needed to work on, but we did it together instead of apart, right? And this man has become so gentle, so patient with me, so willing to listen, just so open, so just everything. Like we have had many talks, because this is the thing that I try to tell you guys in the 3D video, the self-concept video, which I'll also put up here, is that who you are will express, period. If you can make changes, you can create changes, but who you are, who you believe that you are, is going to express. And so even though I had this major movement, I mean, this guy previously wouldn't even tell me that, like, wouldn't even bring up marriage, couldn't even say the word to me. Now brings it up to me like it's nothing, like telling me like this certainty that I know we're going to be together, you know? I know we're meant to be together. Like the change can happen, you guys. And I want to really encourage you, right? Like, and even though I had gotten there, I still had fears. I still had a lot of emotional shit that I had not worked through, because we didn't even start talking about our relationship until we reconciled. We hadn't really had any conversation about why and what went on and everything like that. So but because I decided that I was enough, because I decided that I've done enough, it was enough to get me to where I wanted, right? And then everything else that needed to worked out on itself. So many things that I had wanted for him to change or wanted for him to see differently or do differently, I didn't even have to bring up to him. He came to conclusions on his own of how he wanted to treat me differently, how he wanted to show up for me differently. So yes, you don't have to be perfect. I was by no means perfect. But definitely like realizing that this is not something I need to continue to try to create, right? It is created, it's done. I don't need to continue to need it. I'm okay either way, right? And I know that's a hard one, you guys. I really do. But the peace that it gives you is worth it. Trust me on that. The peace that I had, you guys, and you guys can see it if you watch the documentary where I came on and I was like, guys, I'm not doing this anymore. And I'm so happy and I'm so sorry. And, you know, but I'm not doing it anymore. The peace that I found in that moment was so worth it. And it still got me what I wanted. So I want you guys to try these things, right? If you guys came into this state, then you are in the state. Maintain the state. You know, maintain the state of, wait a minute, when you start to go back into, oh my gosh, but this and that. No, I'm the God of my reality. I said it's done, so it's done. There's nothing left I need to do. All I need to do is receive. And that's what I'm doing, period. Okay? So I'm intending that this helps. I love you guys so, 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 so much. And I will see you guys in a video soon.